Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Monday, July 21st, 2014. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's jump right into the charts here. We're going to start off with the S&P 500 E-mini futures, and you'll see the futures are trading lower this morning by about $4. So, decent little dip. Friday, the markets did rise on options expiration Friday for the month of July. Today, the markets are coming under a little bit of pressure. Now, we are into a very, very pivotal point. The month of July is always a very tricky month cycle-wise, and that's always a point in time where you want to watch for market shifts, market pivots, and we'll see if this month is any different than what we've been seeing the last few months. Recently, the markets have come under some distribution, but they bounce back up, and that's generally what happens when markets are in uptrends. But we'll see how this all shakes out and plays out going forward. Just a quick note, this coming Saturday, I will be conducting an In the Money Stocks Advanced Cycles webinar. So those of you that are looking for turning points, how to find turning points in the market, there will be a webinar this coming Saturday. It's about a 5.5, 6 hour event, but nonetheless, it's worth its price of admission. So come on over, take a look at the Advanced Cycles webinar. We will be hosting that on Saturday, July 26th. All right, let's get into the charts here. I want to talk about a few equities that are moving this morning. The first one I'm going to start off with is BBT, which is BB&T Bank. And what you're going to see here, stock has a pretty good sell-off. This is a stock we're going to look to play this morning in the chat room. I have some gap levels for this stock that I think can make us some money. So come on over to the chat room at 9 o'clock in the morning. We are going to put out a trade on BBT this morning. So again, look at this one. This is a nice little decline. Stock closed at $38.90. Now trading at around $37.05. So we should have a gap play on this one this morning before the opening bell. I'm going to go to another bank stock, and this is STI. This is SunTrust. Stock closed at $39.72. It's trading up a little bit, around $40.30. If this can get through the most recent highs around $41, it has potential upside. But right now, it looks like it's just kind of trading in a range, so we'll leave that one alone. A good level of support, though, that I do see for the stock, if it did decline, would be around $38.80. So keep that support level on there just in case the stock does slide a little bit later. Right now, it's only 8:45 in the morning. So again, these things can start to move as the volume picks up around the opening bell. All right, let's take a look at EMC Corp. EMC is rising today. Looks like one of these investor groups, Elliott Management, is pushing EMC to get rid of the rest of their VMware shares, VMW shares. So this is giving the stock a nice big boost. Stock closed at $27. It's now trading at $28.25. I think there's a lot of resistance up here between $28.25 and $28.50. So do not look for any more upside in EMC as the news is out. What I would start to do if I own this stock, I would trail the stop loss. I may look for a level to fade this a little bit later, but it would be in the chat room once I see a little bit more of a significant pattern developed. But keep EMC on the radar today. Could be in play. Either way, the gap up has no real room to run after $28.50. So again, just trail your stop loss if you are long. Let's take a look at Hasbro. I think they reported earnings today. Stock right now is trading at $51.25. It closed at $53.21. So that's a pretty decent decline. I'm just going to put it right out there. $50 is your level for Hasbro. If it gets down to $50, that's where you can look to scalp it. Otherwise, I don't know if there's much we could do with it. But we're going to watch the $50 area. That's going to be our scalp level for Hasbro today. Let's go over to a few others I'm looking at here. The RSX. So there's a lot going on geopolitically today in Russia and the Ukraine. It looks like Russia's cut off some companies, some U.S. companies, from doing business there. You can check out the article yourself. You can read it yourself. I'm not going to get into the specifics or the logistics of it, but either way, looking at the stock right now, the RSX, which is the Market Vectors Russia's fund, trading at $24.58. It closed at $25.30. So this is a pretty good decline. A level I'm going to watch now for this would be around $24.45. There'll be a little bit of support, but that level could be broken this morning. Let's watch $23.21. Pretty good level of support. Then you got to look all the way at double bottom at right around the $21 level. But nonetheless, the RSX is getting hit today, and that's a pretty good overall decline when you look at how this is all trading. So again, we'll see how this all shakes out and plays out. But there's a lot going on geopolitically, and I think traders want to be aware of this. It's a pretty only seems to be getting worse by the day. It doesn't seem to be getting better by the day, whether it's Russia or parts of the European Union, sanctions and everything else. So this is here for the long run. We'll see how this all shakes out and plays out going forward. But there's definitely quite a bit of problems going on there, and you want to keep a close eye on that. All right, let's move over to the oil market. And what you're going to see here is crude futures are trading up a little bit. If you're looking at the September contract, crude futures are trading around $102 a barrel. If you're looking at the August contract, crude futures are trading up about 27 cents to 103.40. So nonetheless, crude is trading slightly higher this morning. Nothing tremendous by any means. So let's just take a look at the USO. Full disclosure, I am long the USO at this stage of the game. Right now, this is trading at $37.78. Did trade as high as $37.90 in the pre-market on very little volume. But nonetheless, oil is holding up this morning. There was a lot of violence in the Middle East, as you all know. So we'll see if that does affect oil prices. But it's just hard to see oil go down, and despite all of these geopolitical events that are surrounding the world at this point in time. All right, let's go over to the gold market. Gold is trading higher by $7.15 to $1,316. Make it $1,317 an ounce. So decent little pop for gold. Let's go to the GLD. You can take a look here, and you'll see the GLD is trading right at $126.70. It closed at $126.13. So good little pop for the GLD. This has upside to around 130 at the moment. I don't know if that's going to happen today, but nonetheless, there's really no real negatives for GLD this morning, holding up pretty well. Level I do like for GLD, if it did sell off, would be much lower, down around the 120, 175, 122 level, but I don't see that happening at all at this point in time. So we're going to have to wait and see how this market trades out. Again, very pivotal point in time here for the markets, and we'll just see how this all shakes out going forward. But I want you to keep a dollar-yen chart up today. If you see dollar-yen starting to rise, that is going to help the futures. Dollar-yen starts to fall, that is going to hurt the U.S. stock futures like the S&P 500. All right, with that said, everybody, I'm going to leave it here short and sweet. Keep these videos down to a minimum. It's a Monday. We'll see what Monday brings. Sometimes it has turbulence. Sometimes it's just a slow market where the markets can stay buoyant. But nonetheless, we're into a volatile period cycle-wise. With that being said, everybody have a great trading day, and we'll see you on the charts.